Hey. Harbari Ghani.
Ujima.
Yes, and that is the reason we are here celebrating the week of Kwanzaa. And this is my first year celebrating Kwanzaa, and I'm just so happy and grateful that my leader, my co-partner, Sonia Faloyan, is here to teach us a little bit more about the third day of Kwanzaa. Let me introduce myself. I am Coach Donna J. I am my YouTube channel is Savvy Soldier, and I work with individuals who are approaching retirement. So baby boomers and late bloomers who aren't quite ready to step out there and be free from a job that's holding them back. They've been putting their life on perpetual pause for many, many years. I help them to establish residual income so that they can live a life of ease and prosperity in their golden years. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to have met Sonia over a year ago. And it was through actually a Exodus Summit that is hosted by Stephanie Perry and Rashida Dow. I am forever grateful for them for bringing us together. And as we move forward in our business endeavors, people are going to be blessed. Sonia, would you please introduce yourself?
Oh, I would be delighted, Donna, and I feel the absolute same way about you. I am Sonia Falayon. I'm known as the cash flow coach because I help Black women 55 and above who want to improve their finances in order to level up to a life that includes freedom, travel, rest, and ease. And through my coaching and software, I help people to really get a firm foundation on their finances, find creative ways to add more money, and to be savvy about the advantages that are available to us as we have home-based businesses and travel.
Amen.
There are tax benefits to travel if you know what to do. So I'm really excited about all that, and I really love working with women who feel they have, how can I say it, or how have they said it? They're tired of working twice as hard to come up with half as much,
Yes.
and they're tired of putting others first and coming in last.
Um,
So it's helping them to put their dreams front and center where they belong.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful business. What a wonderful gift to us who fall into that category of your service. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
So let's
Thank
talk
you.
about Kwanzaa. How long have you known about it, or how long have you practiced it? This, of course, is my first year, and my family and I are so excited to learn more.
I would say, let's see, my oldest daughter is 40, 42.
Hmm.
So we've been celebrating Kwanzaa for about 38 years.
Wow.
And both of them, since they've grown up with it, are pretty astute in it. My youngest one has been a teacher and actually was part of the leadership team in Charlotte, part of the youth leadership team in Charlotte. And they actually turned the reins over to the youth a few years ago because they've been brought up in it.
Wow.
Um, but it has just been really a wonderful opportunity. And as the years have gone by, I've just been, um, finding ways to continue to internalize the principles because in our Western culture, so much of what comes from our motherland has been
Hmm.
beaten out of us one way or another.
Right, right.
And so the seven principles of Kwanzaa are very much unifying themes that allow us to have a framework for how we operate in terms of our lives. It's kind of even like a code of conduct
Hmm.
for how we are to treat one another, how we're to operate in our businesses, how we are to use the principles to help us to ascend and continue to develop our character.
Hmm.
And it allows us to come together in ways that are really important, that are beyond religion. A lot of times in our community, we get hung up on what denomination people are, how you
Right,
practice, or what your faith belief is.
right.
But our issues as a community and culture really need all of us to be able to focus on how we can make that better.
Yes.
So the idea of Kwanzaa is not to be a religious holiday, it's to respect people's religious beliefs. The holiday is a cultural holiday that begins after the holy days
Hmm.
so that we can focus on how we can come together as a community to heal and grow.
Amen. Oh, I love that. What is the word that I'm supposed to use instead of amen? It's a new word for me.
Ashe,
Ashe. Ashe.
ashe,
Absolutely.
ashe.
When I
Absolutely.
came across it and spoke to you about it, and you said, "Oh yeah, I've done it for years," I said, "Please teach me." So I'm so excited that you have agreed to do that. I did read an article that quoted Dr. Karenga, who is the creator of the holiday. He was an activist, a scholar, a professor, a very smart man because he did this in the 60s when he was only like 25.
Right.
So I was just amazed at the wisdom that that young man had, or has, because he's still with us today. But the holiday, he said, was created to give Blacks an opportunity to celebrate themselves and their history. Kwanzaa is a celebration of African heritage and Black culture. It's meant to keep or be a counter to holidays that center mainstream and culture and consumerism. And so
Yes.
it was it was um it was a shock to my family when I told them this year I will not be buying Christmas gifts. I will not
Yes.
spending frivolous funds to buy meaningless gifts because oftentimes it's not really a lot of meaningful gifts that are given.
That's right.
A Gucci pair of shoes or some Michael Kors shoes or handbag or a Coach handbag. Those are some expensive gifts,
Yes.
and for what? The,
Yes.
do they appreciate and value? Do they bring knowledge or understanding? And so I said, I'm done. I'm just done with
That's
that.
right.
Let me give a gift of knowledge and education so that we can better ourselves as a family within our community, within our nation, within our race.
That's right. And one of the reasons why our community is behind. I mean, there are a lot of structural reasons why our community is behind in terms of wealth, but part of it is we're consuming
Hmm.
based upon um, needs that are driven to us to
Hmm.
look a certain way, to feel a certain way, to capture self-esteem issues we have because maybe we haven't been able to attain certain things, so we get those needs met by buying things.
Hmm.
And as you said, we're spending our money in ways that do not come back to our community.
Right, right.
We're making other communities wealthy, we're making other families wealthy, whereas instead of, if each family would set up a business, even a
Yes,
small home-based business,
yes,
put that money in terms of what you're doing for your family that will benefit your family. Wealth comes through businesses.
yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's a biblical
And
principle.
it
Even,
is, and
you
I
know,
and I think about this too, and this is just an observation that I've had. I very seldom see Asian people in soul food restaurants. I very seldom see Mexican people in Asian restaurants.
hmm,
People support their own because
yeah,
that's where their sustenance is,
yeah.
and they can make themselves strong and do what they need to do to set up their own businesses. This has nothing to do with hatred of anybody, but it has to do with self-love.
Self-love, it's self-preservation. And we can talk about the first two days or the first two principles that have already passed by. The first one is umoja, which
Yes.
is unity. And I was so
Unity.
happy that my family agreed to say, okay, let's take a look at these principles. And moving forward, let's see how we can grow as a family within our community. So yeah. And then the second one,
Beautiful.
I'll let you say that one.
Ku- Kuji Chagalia.
Yeah,
And that's
which
one of my favorites, self-determination.
yeah.
And there are some questions that we're supposed to ask ourselves with that one. One of them is, um, am I who I say I am?
Ah, oh, that's deep.
Am I all that I can be?
Hmm.
These are good questions to ask ourselves.
Yeah, yes. Huh.
The principle for today is Ujima, and it means collective work and responsibility. And it's a commitment to active and informed togetherness on matters of common interest. It is also recognition and respect for the fact that without collective work and struggle, progress is impossible and liberation is unthinkable. And I think that is something that we have to really keep in mind in our community, and that is, what does liberation look like? What does freedom really look like?
Yeah.
Are we working to liberate ourselves from these societal structures that have been
Hmm.
sometimes imposed on us? What do we need to do to liberate ourselves from limitations that are self-imposed?
Yes, yes. And when I was looking at, I was also looking at the fact that we are our brother and sister's keeper. And so we should make
Yes.
their problems our problems and then work together to resolve and solve them, to
And
rise
that
above them.
and that is the quintessential fundamental aspect of Ujima, that we rise together,
Yeah.
we fall together.
Hmm.
And that just as we are responsible for what we do to lift up ourselves and our community, we're also responsible for how we tear it down.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's very powerful,
Yeah.
very powerful.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing. I looked and saw some numbers back from 2012 that said about 4% of Americans celebrate Kwanzaa, and that equals out to about 12.5 million peeps. And I'm hoping that by this week, us promoting Kwanzaa, informing people about it, because I mean, I'm 62, and I've heard about Kwanzaa in the past, but never it never was something that drew me in, and it was only because of lack of understanding. And that's one of the things that we need more of, knowledge and understanding, because my people perish for lack of knowledge. We perish for lack of knowledge,
Absolutely.
and so I'm one of the things that I'm doing is making sure, with your assistance, Sonia, that we practice this, not just this 7 days that have been set aside to focus on it, but that we practice it 365 days of the year. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to incorporating it in my business, making
Absolutely.
sure that my family, my nieces, my nephews, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, who are very young right now, um,
Yes.
but to just let them know this is who we are. We need to come together. We need to be we are a strong people, but
Yes.
let's manifest that thing. Let's put it into practice. I mean, let's really show love towards one another.
Oh, that's so important. And I really loved your sister and brother-in-law. Being
Oh,
able to celebrate with them on their anniversary, how receptive she was, and how she said, I'm going to take this now and create some reading gifts for the
yes,
children. I just thought
yes,
that was just beautiful. I mean, how
yes,
powerful is that? How powerful is
absolutely,
that?
absolutely, yes, yes, yes. So I really appreciate you being here. I have a candle that I need to light because it is the third day, which is one of the rituals that we do with
Yes.
Kwanzaa. Each day we light in a candle. The first day was the center candle, the black candle, which is black and represents the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was a red candle, which signified the struggles that we have overcome and continue to overcome. And then today will be a green candle because of the land and future prosperity and um, growth
Hope.
and hope that we have, that
Yes.
we will arrive.
Yes. Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you so much. Sonia, do you have any parting words?
Yes, I would just encourage anyone who's watching this today or this week to please go on over to the official Kwanzaa website. That's what it's called. A very detailed explanation about Kwanzaa. You'll learn about its origins, its history, more of a detailed understanding of the why the of the colors of the Pan African flag, all the symbols, what they mean. But also, you'll see the narrative that sort of ties everything together. And every year, the founder creates a special message. This year, we're looking at Kwanzaa in the context of freedom. What does that mean? Asking ourselves, what does that mean? What about freedom and liberation do we need to be thinking about? And what do we need to do to be thinking about the freedom and liberation of our people around the world?
Wow.
So go to the official Kwanzaa website because, as we know, in the culture that we live in, things get watered down
Oh,
into
yeah,
small sound bites, but
absolutely.
you'll get a really detailed understanding about Kwanzaa, some very important research based articles, and you'll see how this concept has been conceptualized and how it's grown over the years. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I look forward to us getting together again tomorrow.
okay, me too.
Until next time, be well, live
Be
free,
well.
and prosper.
Thank you, Donna.
Oh, you're welcome.